What if I told you that the most powerful job in Australia isn't in politics, isn't in business, but in academia? Let me explain. Imagine being the Chancellor of Australia's most scrutinised university, ANU. This isn't just a title, it's a high-stakes game of chess where every move is watched by regulators, media, and a faculty that's had more drama than a daytime soap. And right now, they're looking for a new leader to replace Julie Bishop, whose exit was as explosive as her tenure. Now, here's what really intrigues me. The pool of candidates isn't just a list of names, it's a window into how power and perception work in modern Australia. Let's unpack this. The ANU Chancellorship is no ordinary gig. It's a role that demands navigating a minefield of bureaucracy, political pressure, and a workforce that's been through more turmoil than a war zone. And yet, the search for Bishop's replacement has sparked whispers about who's actually in the running. Christine Nixon, former police commissioner and author of a report that exposed ANU's darkest secrets, is a name floating around. But here's the kicker, rumors suggest they're leaning toward a man this time. Why does that matter? Because it's not just about competence, it's about optics. Gender dynamics in leadership roles are still a hot topic, and choosing a male chancellor after Bishop's scandal-plagued exit might be a calculated move to reset the narrative. But does that make sense? Or is it just another layer of institutional bias we're not talking about? Then there's the elephant in the room, Alan Finkel, the former chief scientist who once led ANU. His name is back in the mix, which raises questions about whether the university is trying to fix its problems or repeat them. Finkel's tenure wasn't exactly a golden era, his time at ANU coincided with the beginning of its current crisis. So why revisit him? Maybe they think he knows the ropes better than anyone. Or maybe they're desperate. What's fascinating is how quickly institutions fall back on familiar faces when things go sideways. It's like a broken clock being trusted to tell the time again. But let's shift gears for a moment. While ANU is busy playing political chess, another story is unfolding that's just as wild. Trent Merrin, a former rugby league star turned crypto thief, is now selling playbooks for divorced dads. Yes, you read that right. The man who stole $140,000 in Bitcoin from his teammate is now charging $395 per session to help other fathers navigate separation. This isn't just ironic, it's a masterclass in reinvention. Merrin's story is a perfect example of how society treats people who fall from grace. He's not a lawyer, but he's positioning himself as an expert in emotional support for men going through divorce. What does that say about our trust in non-experts? Or worse, what does it say about the legal system that people feel compelled to seek advice from someone with a criminal record instead of a trained professional? Here's what really bugs me, the line between redemption and exploitation is getting blurrier by the day. Merrin's playbook isn't just a business, it's a commentary on how we judge people. He's a thief, a cheat, a man who broke the law, yet now he's being marketed as a guide for fathers in crisis. Is this the future of advice? Where we look to people with checkered pasts because they get it? Or is it just another example of how we're willing to overlook moral failings if the person is charismatic enough? And what does this say about the legal system when someone like Merrin can pivot from criminal to counselor without consequence? So, what do these two stories have in common? They're both about power, perception, and the stories we choose to believe. ANU's chancellor search is a microcosm of institutional politics, while Merrin's venture is a mirror held up to our obsession with redemption narratives. Both are reminders that in today's world, reputation is everything, and sometimes, it's the only thing that matters. The real question is, when the dust settles, will we remember the lessons, or just the headlines?